Hernandez and Mike Gaffney. Please enjoy the show.
Hello, Joe.
Yo.
What's up, buddy?
Nothing, man. Have an iced coffee.
Have a nice coffee.
Iced coffee, ready to
Me
podcast.
too. I just had to go get my coffee.
Nice. Yo, did you go to that burger joint I told you yesterday?
I did. It was good. You know what's fucked up?
What's fucked up?
That Plan B burger that we had in Connecticut.
Yeah.
It's just nobody's living up to it.
No, but the Committed Pigs got good burger. They got a variety of different burgers and their mix of meat.
You know what I think? I think the downfall of me is I don't like a lot of stuff on my burger. Like I'm not a big cheese guy, so people are like, it's got a bacon cheese wrap with like I'm not into all of that shit.
Yeah.
So I just got a bacon burger with onions. It was good, but I would say it was like a step up from Five Guys, a step between for me Five Guys and Shake Shack in that area.
Yeah, I got the mac and cheese burger last time I was there. They just put a hunk of mac and cheese on top of it. Okay, we're back. I had to take a break for a second. Earliest break ever. It's in 1 minute into the
1 minute.
1 minute in. Took a break.
We're trying to. We're saying if we could start adding breaks to it. We think 1 to 2 minutes into a show is time for a break.
Time for a break. I just talked about my mac and cheese burger, and that was it.
So you had a mac and cheese. See, like that. See, that's creative. So you like people like it. It's probably really good, but
the mix of meat there is good because they mix like not just beef and I think of those burgers. It's like pork and everything goes into.
The thing I liked it was juicy. I love juicy. I hate dry.
But some of the other stuff on the menu for breakfast looks good. I've never been to where they got like the French toast and all these different pork roll sandwiches and shit.
I didn't see that. I just went right to the burger because you said get a burger, so I just went right to the burger.
Yeah, well, the menu's not that big. Would you just say like I'm ignoring the top two-thirds?
I didn't read it at all.
Oh, you just said burger?
Yeah, I got
a hamburger. You didn't even look at any of the specialty burgers?
I looked at the burgers to see if there was anything like other than cheesy things, and there was nothing that I was into.
Right.
So I got bacon. I love bacon.
Right.
I love burgers. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But
nice. What's that noise in the background by you?
It's an air conditioner.
Oh, air conditioning. Yeah, it's cold.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hot out.
Yeah, it's going to be on.
Yeah, it's fine. It is what it is. We're banging out this podcast that'll get released while I'm away in Aruba. So if any more things happen in the news that we're not talking about, it's because we did this early. So
right. So if you release this Monday and something tragic happens Sunday, it sounds like we're totally oblivious.
I got to feel that yesterday's thing is like the worst that could happen this week. Like we're going to take a little break in the world, at least in America.
That was dumb to say because I would hope that yesterday's tragedy was the worst to happen, but
bro, it's weird because I work in a building where there's like police officers and there's just a weird vibe, man. And like I was talking with some of them, and they're riding two to a car now today. Like no one's driving alone.
Oh, really?
I was ready. I was so tired last night, ready to go to sleep, like exhausted, and then a lot of times I put on like MSNBC or CNN just because it's so boring. I can fall asleep to it. It's like I don't give a shit what they're saying. It's like Brexit, you know.
Yeah, right.
And then I just see the scroll. It's like police officer shot, and at that time it was like 6 shot, 1 dead. Then it keeps escalating, and I'm like, it's just making my adrenaline go. I'm like, I can't believe this is happening.
Right. Yeah, I saw you post that.
Like there's a sniper shooting cops. Like. That's just insane to me. I don't know.
You know what's messed up? That doesn't seem insane to me. And that bothers me.
Why doesn't it seem insane to you?
It seems like, to me, I'm like, this was going to happen. How has this not happened yet?
Oh, yeah, no. I'm surprised. Yeah, I'm surprised it didn't happen sooner. But, when it's happening, you just can't... Because you know, the tension's been so thick with race relations in this country, especially in the past couple of years, with more video out there of shootings and the president really not doing nothing about it, like not even calling it terrorism. It's like, really, Obama, this is domestic terrorism this guy did, and you can't call it that. He's making it all about gun control, and it's like, bro, this is like a race thing, man. This is like a terrorism thing. This is so far from gun control. You know what I mean? Right, no, that guy could have made bombs. The president just really is dumb right now, I have to say. And I like the guy, and I've liked a lot of things he's said. But boy, man, now's not the time, you know?
Yeah. I think anytime, you shoot into a group of people to inflict some sort of will and thought process, it's terrorism, right? I mean, that's
but they don't call it that. It's so annoying. But they don't. If it was Muslim, he'd be terrorist.
But they don't call it that if it was a Christian and walked into an abortion clinic and blew people up. It's not terrorism.
They should.
I know, but I'm saying it's anytime you try to inflict your thoughts and wills on groups of people, right? That's like a terroristic thing.
Yeah,
right?
Timothy McVeigh, they called it terrorism back then. When he blew up the federal building. I don't know, man. It's just so upsetting.
But the thing about this is I don't even care. I really don't want to get into with it's terrorism or not, because the problem is so more deeper than that, labeling what the fuck it is, because it's not labeling it terrorist or not. It's not going to help. The truth is this is a black and white issue that is not going to get any better if police officers, and not all, of course not all, but if the guy doing what he did to the Dallas police is not justified. I don't give a fuck if 1 million people got shot last week.
Yeah.
He's not justified in taking people's lives that had nothing to do with it.
Right.
If you want to run and go to fucking, one of the states that it happened in and shoot one of the cops in the head before they got to court, I wouldn't agree with that, but I would get that. That's your one eye for an eye. You killed us. We're going to come and kill the guy who did it. I'm not all right with it, but I understand that. But going to a police department and shooting a bunch of people who may be really good people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're good people. You just took lives of people. I don't get that justification, so I'm not going to side with it. However, I can't be ignorant and know that it wasn't coming, and that a lot of white America and fucking have to stop being so quiet. And as soon as they want to bark about, I bet you nobody's going to be talking about all these cops that got killed. Well, were you talking about the black guy that got killed last week innocently? No, you weren't. Because to you, he didn't die innocently because a cop said he was guilty.
Yeah.
Because a cop said it. Oh, okay, and then...
Well, that's the thing. I mean, it's... people probably hate me for saying it, but it's when it comes to talking about race in this country, black people seem to be very open and honest with talking about but white people just choose to believe that, it doesn't exist.
Right. Or that it's reverse racism, or black people are so sensitive.
Yeah,
it ain't all about you, black person. I didn't do it. Look, it's not all against you. I know good black guys who have great jobs. Oh my God, that's it. A black guy's got a good job, and they all the other things that are evident to the other black people don't exist because your one black friend has a good job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I know. Black guys who got perfect opportunity. I'm sure you do, but I know a lot that don't have opportunity, and I'm also comfortable enough to admit that I see that there's a lot of laws in our system that were created to hold black people down.
Right.
They're there. Look, we free the slaves. Okay, we're free the slaves, but we better write some laws to keep these dudes. We can free them, but we better figure out some laws to keep them in check. Mm-hmm. That's what happened. They freed them, and then they make up the wandering. Well, me and Frank were talking about this last night. Here's my only problem. Forget the cops getting killed last night. That's horrible. It's disgusting, and it should not have happened, and it's 1,000% wrong.
Right.
But what I was saying to Frank last night, before I even knew this happened, that this issue happened, that the only way you're not gonna change racist people's minds.
Right.
Okay? Right? It's not happening. You're not gonna have a seminar for racist white cops, and they'll be like, oh, okay. So, all black people aren't. You know what I mean? It's not going to happen.
Right.
But what you can do to them is take away some of their laws. Some of their laws that they use to pull over a black person. For instance, a broken taillight. To me, that should be write the fucking ticket on the license plate and mail it to him.
Right.
Don't pull the guy over and ask him to get out of the car because you know you want him to have a gun on it. Get the fuck out of here. You don't care about the tail light. You use the tail light to pull people over. There's the law of wandering. If you're wandering in a known drug area. So, the police don't have to be good at being cops. What they have to do is say, this whole area could be drugs. So let's just put a big net out and whoever stumbles in it, we get to frisk. That's what that is.
Yeah.
So if I've been pulled over for, I don't know about you, I've been pulled over in black neighborhoods and told by the cops instantly, you don't belong here. And I'm like, what? Why don't I belong here? I'm a human. This is planet Earth, right? Oh, you're saying this is a black neighborhood? That's fucked up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So what did the cops do? They created a law called wandering and lingering. So now if you're in an area that could be a drug area, we could pull you over and frisk you. That's good. Oh, so I don't have to be a good cop. I just pull anybody over. Fuck it.
Yeah, well, probable cause they're trying to find. But
Exactly.
like it was just like when they had racial profiling, stop and frisk. People didn't like it, but crime was down. You know what I mean?
I don't give a fuck. It's wrong.
No, I know, but it's like
it's wrong.
I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying statistically, crime was down in New York City when they had stop and frisk.
I do not believe that it's due to stop and frisk. I don't.
They stopped it and the crime went right back up.
I do not believe it's due to stop and frisk.
Do you believe in racial profiling of anything, like at the airport?
I don't believe in it at all.
No. See, I do.
Oh,
I do, like, especially, I do.
I don't, because it gets murky and it gets where people die innocently. That's what happens, and that's not a price I'm willing to pay so you can feel comfortable on a plane. So I'm not. I'm not willing to pay the price of a human being shot on the ground because they racially profiled him to maybe be a cop.
No, I'm not saying to shoot people.
Oh, no. The reason why the guy's getting... Here's the thing. This is what I'm trying to say. You're not going to stop a racist cop from overreacting, or not anybody. You're not going to stop a cop from maybe overreacting in a heated situation when they're pulling somebody over and got them on the ground. You're not going to stop that, but you can stop them from pulling them over.
Right.
Take away some of those bullshit laws made to pull people over.
Uh-huh.
That's what I'm saying. You could take some of those bullshit laws away. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Then that'll stop them from pulling random black guys over because they had a taillight out or they made a U-turn. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That gave him probable cause to pull a guy over, and then he gets shot because he had a gun on him. Of course, if he had a gun on him, or if he didn't have a gun on him, he gets shot. That situation should have never happened. Oh, he did break the law. He made a U-turn. Ah, fuck out of here. How many times have you made a U-turn, illegal U-turn? You should be dead for it? He shouldn't be pulled over for it. That's the thing. Those kind of laws were made to pull people over, to find other crimes. We don't need that. I don't need my police officers to be crime fighters and fucking and invest. I just need you to protect when we call you.
Right.
Protect. Protect and serve. That's the words. Protect and serve. Stand around. Make sure nobody robs houses. You know what I'm saying? And rob stores.
But like I get that in the neighborhood, no racial profiling, but like at the airport, like, I mean, I feel like they search people like me and you just to make it look like they're not really. They bother us to make it appear like they're not bothering other people solely when we know who the freaking bombers are.
Right, so
you know
let's
what I mean?
Take it out of the airport because it's a culture. It's not a one-place area. It's a culture. It's a way of thinking. So we'll take it out of the airports and into the streets. Let's just grab that white dude and frisk him real quick. But we want those 8 black guys walking towards us. Just so it looks random. They really don't want you. They want the 8 blacks. It's not fair. It's not fair. Now, say you did get pulled over because they were just randomly doing it so a white guy, so we can feel comfortable about ourselves. And they pull you over and you go reaching for your fucking license out of your wallet, and then a dumb cop, not saying they're all bad, but somebody gets nervous.
Yeah.
And the guns come out. Why do you got a gun out right now, bro? You got a gun out? I'm getting my wallet, right? Now, what can happen when a gun is out? Someone can get killed.
Yeah.
If no guns are out, no one can get killed. And how we can prevent you from pulling your gun out is you pulling me over for this fucked up, dumb violation.
Yeah, see, my problem is it's so hard for me to even, like, argue or discuss it because I don't really understand, like, crime fighting and technique and like what police really do. I don't really know what the job is. You know what I mean? I don't know what the daily job is. Like, you sit there to wait for crimes to start and then take them down, or you try and prevent crimes from even happening?
No, prevention is the community's job, right? It's our whole job to say, hey, maybe like talk to kids, educate kids on crime prevention, that kind of stuff, right? That's crime prevention. You cops walking out looking for crime before it starts is not in our Constitution. It's not necessary.
I don't know.
No, it isn't. It isn't. Everything they do is a violation to Constitution. We don't need them doing that. They've gotten way more power than we need them to have. We don't need them resting up in your pockets because you may have. I don't need that. And it all goes. And I said this. I told you this before. I'm a big fan of the show Cops, and I used to watch it all the time. And I was watching an episode, and this white cop driving down, and I'm not saying again. It's just probably an insensitive time to talk about. I'm not trying to talk about cops are bad. I'm not. Right. You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking the laws they've been handed, the things the permission we've granted them to go forward with crime protection or whatever prevention is a little bit too much. We need to pull back on some of those laws.
Right.
Okay. So this is an episode of Cops. The cop's driving down the street talking about how he got started. It's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, maybe 2 o'clock in the afternoon. He sees a white guy and a black guy walking to a parking lot of a mini mall, like of a little strip mall. They had a bag, like a quick check bag in their hand, and one had a soda. Like, yo, guys, come here. Where you guys? Now, he said to the guy in the camera, let me see what these guys are up to. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. They're walking to a parking lot towards a strip mall.
Yeah.
Two white guys. I mean, a white guy and a black guy.
Right.
So, come here, guys. Where you guys coming from? He's like, we were just at the deli getting sandwiches. We're going back to the laundromat. Doing laundry. Oh, yeah. You got any ID on you? Right?
Right.
The guy's like, we're going to do laundry? Like, what's up? He's like, yeah, put your hand up on the car there. Yeah, come here. You got any ID on you? And he's like, no. The black guy's like, no, I don't have any ID. He's like, you know any ID? What's your name? Gave him a fake name. The white guy puts him up against the car. They're frisking the white guy. Put the black guy up against the car. Find that he has a wallet. He had like a fucking speeding ticket, like in another state. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Warrant. He didn't want to get in trouble for. And they found weed on him. Okay? Now, innocent, retarded citizens of the country will be like, well, he was a criminal. They got caught. He was a criminal.
Right.
Now, wasn't doing a crime. He was just walking with a sandwich. And because that cop wanted to fucking find out something, he found a kid with a warrant on a speeding ticket. Now, do you feel safer tonight? Go to sleep. Oh, they got that kid off the streets, man. That fucking speeding ticket kid. Woo! Yank him up. No. They just were fucking busting chops because they were given laws to do so. That's wrong. That is a violation. I don't care if they found a crime. That is a violation of those two guys' civil rights.
Yeah, it's so tough, man. Because I see both sides of it. Because I do know good cops, and then like me and my wife were watching. I showed her that Facebook video of the guy that got shot in the car when his girlfriend went live.
I won't watch it. I just don't want to watch it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird because like on one side I don't want to watch it, but I do think it's important for people to watch it because I feel like people when you see it,
no, I'm sure
it's like it really. You really get what it's about.
Yeah, I get it.
But that guy had a gun on him that he was licensed to carry.
Right.
Then that cop, if you see the video, man, he's panicked. He shot four things. And so, like, I'm talking to my cousin Dean about it, and he's like, he had a good point. He's like, maybe because we were talking about that specific cop and how panicked he was.
Yeah.
And that one cop shot the guy on the ground in the chest. He seemed pretty panicked.
Right.
These cops are probably like Iraq war vets and like PTSD because a lot of times the people that first get the police jobs are veterans.
Yeah.
And they maybe psychologically whack the fuck out a lot of these guys.
But they're human beings, man. I don't know about you, but if I'm called to a situation where it's heated and there's a dude with a gun, I'm Mike Gaffney, very panicky.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even if I have a gun, I'm going to be very panicky.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be hyper, and I'm going to be sensitive, and anything that goes on, I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Like, that's what I would be doing.
Right, and that's why you shouldn't carry a gun.
That's why I shouldn't carry a gun, and that's why now I'm not a cop. There's some cops out there, and I'm saying that some of the cops, this is why I keep going back to the point. I'm not saying that the cops that do wind up shooting innocent people are all malicious, hateful cops or people.
Yeah.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. But I do believe that some of them are unprofessional, untrained, scared in their minds, and I believe it's true, in their minds, black guys are criminals and they're going to hurt them.
Yeah.
Right? So that's in their minds. They're scared. They pull guns out. Why? If they never had the little shitbag laws, they would never have to pull their gun. This would never take place. Then the fear would not be there because they would not be interacting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I believe the laws are made to hold certain people down, and they're being more and more shown how because of these laws, bad things can happen.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, it's already, it's pretty commonly known that the drug war was created to imprison black people.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But now you say that right there. We say that, and then you say it very not nonchalant, but very matter of fact, because it seems like it's a no-brainer. We all know that. Nah. I could put you on my Facebook right now to set.
No, yeah. Well, some people, a lot of those people don't read, or read like whatever they want to read. Yeah, everybody reads whatever their affiliation is. I try to read both. I really do, and that's why I'm always right, kind of up the middle. I argue both points when I have a conversation with you on the podcast, or have a conversation with somebody. I'll be like, listen, all right, because like whenever I'm hanging out with someone and they're arguing their side, I find we get nowhere even if I do agree with them. Even if I do. Right. It's no point of two people saying, yeah, man, yeah, we're right for an hour. So I'm like, let me try and put myself on the other side of conversations because maybe I can fucking learn something. And I feel like nobody ever does that because they're so want to be right. Like, this is my way. I know what's best. Right. When half of you is, I see your personal lives are a disaster, yet you know how to solve what ails America. Right. You know what I mean? But your house is all fucked up. You know what I mean? I really try to look at both sides because I feel like they both got to be right. I feel like both sides have to be right in some fashion.
I'm sure. Yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't put myself in the mind of a cop in a weird situation.
Yeah, you can. You know what? You can a little bit because you're a person and they're a person. So
right.
You could
yeah, but I can't. Listen, it's just like anything. Like, I don't know what happens before the video camera goes on.
Right.
I don't know.
Right, but
for me to see a video and not know what happened I'm just arguing the other side. I'm not saying I totally believe this.
I totally
but
get it.
I don't know what a cop feels. And, say this cop... listen, now you may be a guy that's a cop that thinks, man, I'm mentally stable.
Right.
I've been a police officer for 10 years, but you may not even come into contact with anything like this.
Right.
And then the moment it happens, a bad thing happens.
100%. And that's what my thing is, there is a lot of hatred, and there's a lot of racism, and there's a lot of negativity in the world in general. You can't really change that.
Right.
Not that you can't change that, but that's not going to be something lawmakers can change. Right. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to change a guy's hatred.
But here's the thing. Like you were saying about taillights and stuff. The thing is, we only hear the story about the guy getting pulled over with the taillight that gets shot and killed with his girlfriend. We don't see the stories are out there, but we rarely see in our news feeds or really played in the news the guy that gets pulled over with the taillight that had the bags of heroin that could have resulted in the deaths of a lot of innocent people. You know what I mean?
See, these and I'm glad you're saying it. I get why you're saying it, and even if you believe it, that's fine. To me, it's unacceptable. I rather risk the lives of millions for people's fucking human rights, man.
Yeah,
your
but
civil rights.
What if your human right? What if your civil rights? You don't want that shit in your neighborhood.
Yeah, but I'm also the kind of guy. I'm different. Maybe I'm different because I truly don't believe that I can control the world and its evils.
No, but that's what the police like.
I know. I don't want them to. I don't want them to. Is what I'm saying.
I know, but that's insanity. Then that's anarchy. Then that's anarchy.
Not anarchy.
That's anarchy.
No, it's not.
That people can just drive around with drugs and guns, and we don't pull them over unless we see the drug or gun.
Yeah, that's right. Unless you have a reason to pull them over and not a taillight. Because innocent people are going to get pulled over as well. And I'm not willing to risk that part. That's the part I don't want to risk.
Yeah, but you can't live in utopia. Shit's going to happen.
Yeah, exactly. Shit's going to happen. So I am on the other end. It's going to happen. Don't get involved before it happens. That's right, not you. That's utopia. You're trying to control.
So then we shouldn't. So then we shouldn't be looking for terrorists ready to do terrorist attacks. Just let people.
You're listening to communications for terrorists. Of course, you do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but whoa, wait a second. So civil rights. You want people to listen to your personal conversations?
Well, yeah, because you know why? They're not in my house going to hurt me. I don't want a gun in my face because my fucking taillight is out and you got scared because you're a pussy cop who never pulled anybody over.
So you don't care if the government listens in on your communications?
I don't because I'm not doing anything and I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
But you pull me over and I reach for my wallet and you got scared. And I understand you getting scared because this is rare for you to pull somebody over who you think's reaching for a gun. So I get your fear. I get it. Right. But this would not be happening if this little shit law or I made a left turn or I was in a neighborhood that you think drugs are in. You get to pull me over. This interaction would not be taking place. So now I don't get shot at because you fucking are following some shit law just to find more crime because you want to fucking collar a guy with a bag of heroin.
Okay.
But listening to us on, listening to counterterrorism and, listening to communications and all that kind of stuff, to me, like that's the technology we're in right now. That's where we live. That's the, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so that's the new surveillance where the old surveillance is watching people's behavior, seeing where they're going to and from, watching cars, seeing weird behaviors, physical in life. Now the crime is done on the internet, not as much on the open. Just like prostitution. People used to bust prostitutes. You see them on the corner. You see them here. Now they go on the internet, onto Craigslist and into Backpage. So they're not out in the open no more. You know what I mean? But that doesn't mean you stop looking out in the open. You still look at both.
Look, man, when you see
you still have to look for crime. You can't let crime just happen. When you see a
crime, you fucking stop a crime. You fight the crime. You investigate the crime. I don't need it. In my neighborhood, cops looking under rocks to make sure there's nothing going on over there. Can you get out of here? Oh, I have every right. I'm trying to protect. Get out of my yard. I don't need you to protect here today.
Right.
Go away.
Okay, I'll give you for instance. When I lived around my house before this house, the 2 blocks away from where I currently live now, we had this weird group of dudes come around the neighborhood, like a little too old to be asking for money for student stuff. It was very sketchy. Right? They looked very criminal.
Right. And were they doing something criminal?
No, but I thought they were casing houses. That's what I thought they were doing.
Probably.
They were casing houses.
Yeah.
So I called the police and so did my neighbors, and they got these guys. They were casing houses. But I told on them.
You're a citizen.
So,
asking.
All right, so
what
wait.
Did you do? What did you do?
So hear me out. So you're telling me that if before I called, if the cops saw these guys walking around the neighborhood suspiciously, they should ask them what they were doing? Do you have a permit to be going door to door?
You're allowed to do that right there.
No, you're not. No, you're not. You need permits for that.
No, I'm saying you're allowed to say, guys, you're ringing bells. We're watching you ringing bells. You have permits to do that because you can't just do that in our neighborhood. That's not a fucking dickhead busting them. That's actual guys walking to each door, and that's a little sketchy. What the fuck are you doing in these doors?
So they're not in a car. So a cop, because it's not in a car, a cop can go talk to them?
Because they obviously see them doing stuff.
But they're not actually doing anything. They're just knocking on doors.
But that alone is not allowed. So that is something.
Right.
That is something.
But
no, the knocking on the door is the thing. Like, you're not supposed to.
Yeah, but that was some weird little ordinance to stop people from bothering you for money.
Yeah,
right. But just it's just as dumb as a taillight out.
No, but they were doing that, and they said, "Come here, you don't have a permit." But a taillight law was just created to pull people over out of nowhere. These guys are not out of nowhere. They came to your neighborhood looking to case houses. That's not out of nowhere. That is happening. The crime is actually taking place as they watch. Now, a guy with a taillight is not a criminal, but they want to find the criminal, so they pull him over hoping there's more because they don't give a motherfuck about the taillight.
Right.
That's the thing. Like, if they really were concerned about the taillight, they would just write you a ticket, mail it to you. Oh, you had an out taillight. I have a taillight that's out. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they gave a fuck, and that's all they really cared about, but they don't.
Right.
They come up. You have a seatbelt on. They just that, and that's for safety.
How do you pull people over? So how do you pull people over?
Why are you pulling people over? Pull people over who just sped. Like moving violations that you're like.
Yeah, well, I guess they try to get revenue and then it leads to bad shit. That's really what it is.
But that is not they're not taillight, lingering, wandering. Those are not revenue laws. Those are laws giving them permission. So if, like, say I do pull you over, say you're walking down a street that could be a criminal area.
Yeah.
And I say, hey, come here. What are you doing down here? This is a bad neighborhood. You're not supposed to be here. You're lingering.
Yeah.
I have now the legal right to frisk you.
Right.
Okay? So now say I found 6 bags of heroin on you. You go to court with your lawyer. Your lawyer can't pull. He fucked with my client's civil rights. He just stopped him in the middle of the street. No, he had a lingering law. See? That's the protection so they can frisk you.
Right.
That, to me, maybe it works 6 out of 10 cases. They caught a guy who has heroin, but there's 4 cases of a guy who didn't.
Right.
Right? And that guy, say he had a warrant in Tupelo, Missouri for a fucking, non-child support.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he's like trying to get his shit together. He's been trying to pay some bills, but he doesn't have the money, and he's behind on child support. They got a warrant for him. Right? He's walking down the street. Hey, you go buying heroin. No, I'm not. Now he's scared because he knows he has a warrant. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, I'm going to get out of here. Run. Pew, shot. He was reaching for his pocket. He wasn't. But you were scared. I get it. You were scared. It got intense, and you shot him. All because you made up a law, the wandering, lingering law, so you could see if this guy has some heroin on him. That was all that was for.
Yeah, no, see, but I see what you're saying, and I'm just arguing the other side just to make it interesting. But just goes to show, no matter, this is why nothing changes, because you see things your way, somebody sees things the other way, and no one gives an inch, and that's just why it's never. This is why I always say we're just gonna have to accept that bad shit's gonna happen, because no one's gonna give an inch. Everybody thinks they're right, and the other person's wrong.
But can I ask you a question?
Why?
Like, aside from it, do you not believe? And listen, I'm going to try to say this one more time. What happened to police officers ever getting hurt? Anybody ever getting hurt is wrong. I don't want anybody to ever get hurt.
Right.
I don't want anybody to die. Whether you think the world thinks they deserve it or not, I don't.
Yeah.
But do you believe police officers have a little too much power?
Of course.
Okay.
Of course.
So now, I'm not saying you're not going to be able to change the thought process and the culture because it's there already, right? It's like gun control. It's like gun owners, right? Like I own my guns and you're fucking not getting them.
Right.
You're not going to be able to get their culture. You know what I mean? To say, oh, maybe I can look at it this way.
Right.
You're not going to be able to get them. So you change a little bit of the laws. So like in the police department, you're not going to be able to change their controlling. Some of them they have too much power, so change some of the laws that give them that power. This way, maybe in 10, 15 years, once a new batch comes in and they're all accustomed to the new set of laws, maybe it'll filter and then it'll, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I also think these rogue, bad cops, too, a lot of them. Now, this guy may have been panicked, but I don't really know these cops personally, but they don't follow rules anyway. You know what I mean?
No, I know.
And the racism is a big part, a learned thing growing up.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? It's a systematic thing from children. It's an education problem, It's a class problem. It's a class problem. You know what I mean? It's
an education problem.
It's education and a class divide. It's the bad byproduct of capitalism, where if you're going to have wealthy, you have to have poor. If you're gonna, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's just such a big problem. I honestly think people are just idiots if they think it'll ever. You're gonna have. Listen, when you read about shit that happened with Martin Luther King and the way they used to beat black people, and you think, wow, man, it was so long ago. I can't even imagine that happening. It's like currently happening today.
Right.
And police just got shot. Like, you never thought you were gonna see that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I just think in our minds we have to be like, all right, every so often the shit's gonna fucking just boil to the point and blow the fuck up, and then we're gonna settle. They're gonna have some speeches. Everyone's gonna lovey-dovey, blah blah blah. We're gonna go on. But I think the difference between now and back then is live Facebook video is gonna change everything, because I think people are gonna get pulled over and just go live to Facebook. Oh, I'm getting pulled over. Boom, live to Facebook on the dashboard, and it's just gonna because I think what's going to change is people being in check, because even the body cameras aren't working, because that guy that got shot in the chest on the ground, they're like, well, the body cameras are messed up conveniently.
Yeah, I listen, man, I believe that there's a big issue, but I don't take a cynical / hopeless approach to it. I feel that anything's possible to change. I do. I feel that enough people get together, you can make something happen.
Change is, put it this way, change is incremental, and it doesn't happen fast like people want it to. Right. And I still think it's still better than it used to be, though it's not perfect. You know what I mean? But this terrorist attack against police officers is disgusting. It's the biggest loss of police since 9/11.
You said that. Ugh.
They said that.
I know they did. I know.
I didn't come up with that. Somebody told me that.
No, I know you did. I'm saying, you said it.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, though, so it's been a long time.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not in the black community. I don't know what it's like.
But can I say something? I just want to say, this is something that, what you were talking about, it's like it's an educational thing. It's a class thing. It's a region thing. I'll tell you this.
Right.
I grew up in Jersey City, right? And until I was 20 years old, most of my high school was probably, let's just say, 30% white, 30% black, 30% Spanish, Puerto Ricans, and then the 10%, everything else. Okay.
Yeah.
I had 4,000 kids in my school. My neighborhood, I was the white boy on my neighborhood, on my street. Everybody was Spanish in my neighborhood, or black. And I had a couple of white friends at night. Like, I went to another area of Jersey City, and there's where like a group of white people hung out. But I was integrated with many different races. I hung out with black and Spanish people all day long.
Yeah.
When I moved to Maywood, I was 20.
Mm-hmm.
And I was surrounded by white people.
Okay.
In Maywood, there's only, at the time when I moved here, there was only 2 black families in Maywood. And that's sad that I knew the number. That's how little black families there were, that the DPW knew the number.
Right.
And where they lived.
Right.
Right? That's where, and so I started living here, and after about a year of being strictly around, and I'm talking about right when I got clean, right before I got clean, I was around white people all the time, other than going to crack, I was around white people.
Mm-hmm.
All I watched was the news. Right? You get all my information was coming from the news. And my thoughts on black and Spanish people started to change. And I lived with them for 20 years. And I know they're all good people.
Right.
But I just started to change because the only information I was getting was from the news. And I didn't realize it until I was 24 years old. Now, for 4 years, I just started to think that, wow, black people and Spanish people are just criminals. Mostly black people are criminals.
Right.
That's what I started to think. And I swear to God. And when I got clean, I had about 3 months clean, I met Derek. my black friend Derek, and me and him became close. And I told him, I got honest. I was like, I got to be honest with you, man. Up until I met you, for 4 years, I've been thinking that black people are just like it's all from the news.
Yeah, that would have been funny if you were like, Derek, you N-words aren't that bad. Like, like I know.
But what my point
trying to put some levity in there.
Yeah. Well, my point my point is that if you live in Wyoming,
right,
your information is not from the people. Like you don't see them. You don't know what you only see the news.
Right.
And I lived for 20 years with them, with everybody. And after 4 years of being away, I was influenced.
Yeah.
From the news.
The media is a big blame for all this tension as well. The media really pumps it. Really pumps it. And I think they're a huge part of the problem. You know what I mean?
I would say 75% of the problem.
Yeah. Totally.
Because, again...
Well, because they wanted to keep being in a cycle because it's ad time. Back in the day, the news wasn't the moneymaker for a TV station. The news ran it even. Like they didn't make money. There was no advertising for news.
Right, but
everything else made money for the station. The sitcoms, the variety shows, the talk shows. The news was money free.
The news was biased in showing. All it would show is like black crime.
Yeah.
It was just I'm not saying that the crime they showed in 1990 and 91 was an actual legitimate crime happening and being perpetrated by black people. I'm not saying that.
Right.
But I didn't get any other information about the black community but the war on crack and the war on heroin. Yeah. That's what came through the TV at 11 o'clock at night.
Right.
You know what I mean? I didn't get I was in the community. I lived there. I watched families, hi, Mike, going to work, like life. But on TV, all I see is criminals being locked up. That's the only black people I see, or cuffed.
Yeah.
I don't see families. I don't see people going to work, driving their car, bus driver, hey, good morning, working the bodega. You don't see it.
Right.
Because you don't live in it.
Exactly.
So,
that's exactly.
You know what I mean? So you live in Wyoming, and all you get is a bunch of white people around you, and then you put on the TV, and there's 3 stories today. 3 criminals got arrested, and they were all black. Mm-hmm. So in your mind, they're black criminals.
Yeah.
I mean, how else would you think if you don't see it?
No, it's all education. Like I said, it's starts at home. It starts in schools. It starts.
Like I've never been to the Middle East. You've ever been to the Middle East, right?
No.
You ever talk to comics who went there and they tell you about places they visit, like towns, and they're like, oh, this place is beautiful, and you're like you're thinking in Afghanistan, what are we talking about? Oh, this one area is so beautiful that they have nice streets and little restaurants. You're like, Afghanistan? That's the place with the mountains, right? And everything's blown up and shit. There's 4 people living in a hill. They're like, that's what we see, because I don't see anything else.
Yeah.
What do you put on CNN?
Yeah, you picture everybody walk up the street looks like Osama bin Laden. You're like, Osama? Osama? Hello, Osama?
Yeah, kids, everyone's fucked up. Everyone's got a sheep. You know what I'm saying? Everyone.
Yeah, you're standing out like a sore thumb. They're all hating you.
Yeah, but he's like, nah.
I think I'm fitting in here with my Skechers.
Yeah. Right, exactly. Right? But that's not the reality. You're only getting what, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it, man.
When they show the Bahamas, when we see the Bahamas, we see fucking beautiful beaches. Like, woohoo, I want to go to the Bahamas. You know what I'm saying? You don't know that 15 fucking miles in the Bahamas, it's like a regular town, no beaches.
Yeah, I saw that when I used to go to Cancun. It's like you start realizing why other people hate us. Because you're getting off the airplane, you're in your little fucking your vacation shirt with a little drink with a little fucking thing. You're just driving through poverty, oh, this stinks for them. Bring me to the fucking all you can eat buffets, and then they're just scooping it on. You're like, come on, more. It's I know why you hate me. I hate me too. Don't worry, people. You hate us, but see, the downfall of having everything you want in life is you internally hate yourself. I don't know if you guys have that. But we have low self-esteem. Though we're full. We're full. We got air conditioning. We hate ourselves.
It's so true.
So you...
I guarantee you go to some fucking village in Africa and be like, you have low self-esteem?
I got no time for low self-esteem. I'm working too hard.
I'm trying to live, bro. He's trying to catch dinner.
I don't have free time for low self-esteem. Only you lazy-ass white people with privilege are mad that you've binge-watched your show on Netflix and you got to wait a whole year. I got to wait a whole year for my show to come back.
I can't believe they didn't renew it.
It's like, I wish people would get their act together. Just spoiled white people. They're like, that is. It
is true, man. If you really think about what even on this podcast, what we talk about the majority of the time.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we're mad because 5 people in a crowd of 80 gave us a weird time during our show.
Yeah.
Like, you believe this life I lead? That one table fucking ruined my night. Yeah, but Joe, 85 other people loved you, took pictures with you, shook your hand. Be like, yeah, but the 5 fucked. You know what I mean?
Why those 5 even come out? Why they even bother?
Joe, you got a full
out?
Fridge of food. You got air conditioning. You have a wife that loves you, nice kids, dog. Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah.
Fuck that. I don't like myself. My belly's too fat and my pants are too tight.
And my career's going nowhere.
My career's going nowhere. My career's going nowhere. I'm not. Guy won't return my email.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to go on?
Try that with some guy in the woods trying to live. Dude, you get like problems with email connect? No, not email. I'm trying to fucking get that squirrel so I can have dinner.
Yeah, you got some like a half-armed little kid like asking you for change in Cancun. You're like, don't you hate it when bookers don't email you back? No. I was hoping to gather more of these pennies so I could trade them in for Mexican pennies.
So that I
could get some water. Does Booker's have water?
How do you feel about yourself, though? You fucked up right now? You feeling bad?
Yeah, but you got good self-esteem, right? Look at you walking around with that half arm. You're like smiling and shit. I would have killed myself by now. Can't be walking around America like that. My friends would tease me. Can't take tease. Oh, your family got blown up by a bomb? I get teased. Hate teasing. I know bombing's bad too, but teasing hurts inside.
In your soul.
Like when you get bombed, you're dead. You don't live with it no more. Teasing just eats at you. A guy teased me in '85. I still think about it. It's 2016.
And I always think about if I was this Sam again, I would punch him right in his face.
Yeah. So I don't think you guys know what we go through in America. It's hard. It's hard in America.
It's
hard in America. So this is a good discussion. Let me go. I want to talk. I want to do some more lighter things than this, but I have to pee really bad from the iced coffee.
Go. Yeah,
so
go ahead.
I'll stop recording and go pee. Go. And we're back.
All right.
Nice. How was Parks Casino, Mike?
It was good. It was a small little group. I mean, probably I don't even know what was there. It was 40 people, maybe. It was good. It was a good group.
Is it like in a separate room, or do they have it like a bar type thing?
It's a 3-wall room, and they curtain off the back room portion,
gotcha.
Kind of closing you off from the casino, but you can still hear the casino.
Who was on the show with you?
Tommy Gooch and some guy, Joe Conklin. I guess he does.
He's the guy who runs it. Yeah.
It's the Joe Conklin Comedy Night, but it's not his show. It's some guy books it, Mike Baldini or something. So that guy Mike runs it, and I don't know. Like, I don't like being in the room when the show's going on. A lot of times, I just don't want to be in it.
Right.
I don't want to hear a show before I go do the show. You know what I'm saying? Just not.
Yeah.
So if I'm doing a quick spot, I don't mind seeing a couple of comics doing 12 minutes. We're all doing 12. I don't want to watch somebody do 30 and then go up.
Right.
So this is not my thing. But apparently the guy Mike who runs it, he was up there. He was doing like, hey, guys, like, crowd, like getting them ready, I guess. Uh-huh. And then Joe Conklin goes up and does his thing for like 15 minutes maybe. Then brings up Gooch, and Gooch is supposed to do 35. And then Conklin goes back up and does another 15, and then brings me up to do 35.
That's odd.
But, I mean, everyone sat there. Like, I don't know how long the show wound up being. Maybe an hour and 45 minutes.
Oh, okay.
But no, it didn't seem like, everybody was done.
Is that a nice casino?
It's all right.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's a small casino. It's not as big as Sands, bigger than Mount Airy.
Did it bring you good luck?
Come again?
Did it bring you good luck?
No.
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 No luck.
No luck.
Horrible luck, actually.
Horrible. If we're on the scale of luck from left to right, if right was top luck, left I was hanging off the edge of left. Luck. If we're gonna look at the word luck,
yeah.
when you start the L at the top, how do you make an L? I was top of L.
Yeah, top of
Top L, so far from the leg of K.
Yeah. I wasn't even sure if it was there. That's how far away I was.
Wasn't even on the first leg of K.
It was so bad, the luck. Watch how bad it was. When I walked out of the casino, I got an email 3 feet away from the casino of horrible luck, about a gig that got canceled for next week.
No.
That's how bad that luck is.
So you were probably like, all right, I blew through my Parks Casino money, but I got next week's money.
I didn't blow through anything like that.
Okay.
That. But I lost enough that I didn't need to lose, and I definitely needed to lose a gig.
Right. What was it, like a private?
Yeah.
They're the worst.
Private canceled. $500 gig.
Motherfucker.
Yeah. A summer fundraiser. I mean, like, I don't know much.
Yeah, who raises funds in the summer?
Not these people.
I know. I was dumb to even try. It's like there's no school. No schooling.
I don't know what it was for, but it was an off-premise Gotham fundraiser. Okay. So I don't know what it was for, but it got canceled.
Okay. We had some listener questions. I just got to find it.
I got it.
You got it? All right, then you can read it.
All right.
Because I can't find it.
Well, hold on.
Yep.
Boom. And then boom. And boom, bitch. Open. Okay.
Okay.
Couple of questions. First question. Have you ever worried about telling a joke / exploring a topic because of the impact it can have on someone else, your wife, girlfriend, kids? Like talking about your past drug use and worrying that it could be held against your kids or stepkids. What did you do?
Well, I don't think – you could probably answer it better than me because I don't think people even know I have stepkids. Or right. My stepkids' friends' parents don't even know I do comedy or hear my act.
Right.
So I don't even...
as far as the drug thing, that specific topic, because she's asking about that topic for me, that topic has never been one I worry about. I'll talk about it on stage all day long. For the simple fact is I am 23 years away from that guy.
Right.
And I never did drugs while my kids were alive. They weren't born. So I don't feel that bad. I don't feel so guilty of talking about it at all. Would I have if I was smoking crack for 5 of my kids' years of life? Maybe I would. I don't know. I don't know if I was be uncomfortable with that, but I'm not at all uncomfortable with that topic. Well, hold on. But there is I have one thing that's very personal to me that I would love to explore on stage. I just cannot. And I can't talk about it at all.
Why?
It's because there's other people involved.
Right.
That would hurt them.
Gotcha.
So I never So it's something I can't talk about.
Yeah.
I would like to. There's a lot of aspects of it that I think I would like to go into one day because it's a huge part of who I am as a person.
Right.
But I can't talk about it. That's the only topic. There's only, like I said, one thing.
Yeah.
But as far as anything else, and I don't talk about, there's a couple of sexual things, like sex stories.
Right.
That I would like to talk about, like porn stuff and stuff like that. And I don't, because I just don't want my kids to be like, gross. I don't know about sex stuff.
Yeah, I've gotten. I remember. I used to do more sex stuff when I was new.
Right.
Like I don't even develop any sex stuff now.
Right. But I think there's ways of there's things that happen to me in real life that I think there's funny spins on them.
Right.
They're just sexual stories that I don't want. I just don't want my. I just feel like. But even I did the joke about a finger in my butt.
Yeah.
When I was a young teenager, I did that in front of my kids, but it's really like a joke about a girl putting her finger in my butt. You know what I'm saying? The uncomfortable part of that is when I say I really like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my kid's like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
I don't want to hear that about my dad.
Yeah. I have sex stuff. I just sometimes don't see where it fits in my current act, in the character that I have developed in my current act.
Right.
Like maybe it'll come out in the future.
Yeah.
Like that story I told you, like I think on the old podcast, at that time I slept with that girl, and then like she was crying on the bed, and I'm like, you're ruining this whole thing.
Yeah.
Because like she was emotionally unstable. She's just like, I'm like, I thought it was great. And you said it was great. It was great. Then 10 minutes later, she's like,
Like I have a story about, like, this is so on the podcast, I don't care, but like I have a story where I was with a girl, having sex with a girl, and we were on her couch. Mm-hmm. She has dogs. And she has like a big bulldog. Right? And he was like so we were making out. We were fully dressed making out. The dog got so horny. He was just like sitting, like just looking at us with a boner. Just like, he was just so horny from our passion. He was like,
yikes.
Right, I know. So we continue to make out. We're making out. And now we're having sex. And the girl's riding me. I'm sitting on her couch and the girl's on top of me. And then I kind of like porn moved her, picked her up off my crotch and drew her onto my face.
Okay.
Right? To do a little, get creative.
Throw you on my face. Getting wow, Mike, you're so creative. He threw me on his face. Mike's creative, comedian and creative sexually.
Yeah. So I drew her on my face, right? And I
threw her on my face.
And I feel like she's sitting on my face, like facing away from my crotch. Like I picked her up.
You feel balls on your face. You're like, oh no, I made a grave mistake.
No, we're not doing your story. So the girl is on my face. Like she went from riding me to directly on my face. So she's facing away from me, like facing the wall, and on my face. And her hands were like back, like behind, like on my thigh. And I'm like, all right, cool. She's got her hand on my thigh. And then it's just, I feel her warm hands cupping my balls as I'm giving her oral. I'm like, that's a nice thing. You reach back, grab my balls while I'm doing. That's nice. Then I realize, I look to my left, out of the left peripheral of my eye, and the right peripheral, I see both of her hands on my shoulders. And I realize, wow, there's something warm cupping my balls, and her hands are right here. I look down, and it's her dog licking my balls.
Bonus. And you said you're not lucky.
So I just would think that would be a funny story to tell on stage.
Sure,
That's one
man.
I would like to count that as a threesome.
Yeah. That's a threesome in most states.
Right? But like that's something I would talk on stage, but like it would get graphic I would be graphic.
Yeah.
And I would make funny jokes throughout the story, but I'm like, I don't want my kids to hear that. There's a couple of stories though.
That's the thing. Like some people, like Jim Norton does sex great, sex humor.
Right.
That's really who he is as a person.
Right.
Like that's him. Like in my act, I just try to be who I am naturally as a person.
Right.
And I think that's why the sex stuff just kind of organically found its way out of my act, because I'm not that dude regularly.
Correct. Right.
Like if I'm hanging out with you, I'm not like telling you disgusting sex stories and where some people do. Like I have friends that are total like debaucherous dudes that like if you don't want to hear their sex stories, they don't have much to talk about.
Right.
Like because that's just what they do.
Right. Right.
You know, like that dude Dave that I do that storytelling show about that took us to the city for the best blowjob. Like he's such a sex addict. Like every one of his stories involves either that happened, something fucked up happened before sexually or after it sexually. Like that's just like normal things in life happened in between weird sexual experiences for Dave.
Right.
So like you need to.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a lot of sex stuff either, but that's what makes it to me makes it almost funnier because I don't talk about it.
Yeah.
So like when I get into it's real. Like I'm very comfortable talking about what really is happening in my life.
Right. So that
to be something that I would like to tell as stories about things that happened to me sexually, like you know what I mean, like part of my story.
Like back to the question, like what are there things you won't talk about? Like I feel, like say, like when it comes to my wife, like I remember early on when I first met Kerry. And I had a lot of jokes about girls and shit, like ex-girlfriends or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember Kerry telling me, and not in a judgmental way, but she goes, "You're very angry towards women in your act. You're very mean towards women. Like you're getting laughs, but it's very like,
yeah."
And but back then you have like whatever your 8-10 minutes. You're like that's working, but then like you start like when someone points it out to you, you start seeing it, and you're like, why? Like that was back when I was trying to be funny. When I'm like, I want to be a little edgy. Like let me be like a little angry. You know what I mean? Let me like fucking
tell it. I'm
gonna tell it like it is.
Yeah.
You know that type of like dickhead fucking comedian, new comedian shit. And I didn't want to be that because I'm like, that's not who I am. Because that's what she said. She's like, you're like this. You're totally the opposite of who you are on stage.
Right.
In real life. You're not like an angry guy like that.
Yeah.
So, I just, that shit just like organically came out. And then like, as far as talking about stuff with my wife, like, I would never want to paint her in a bad light.
Right.
You know what I mean? I would never talk about anything that would embarrass her or make her feel awkward.
Right.
Like, I feel like, when it comes to talking about her, I would want her to be able to be in my show and not be embarrassed.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, and then I realized, like, say I did want to talk about sex, like even in a generic sense.
Right.
I don't need to use my wife as the person in the story.
Right.
I can make it an old, like a girlfriend. I can create with it.
Right.
So that's just where I've went with it, where it's like, if it's a story that requires me talking about her, as long as it won't make her, I feel like if she's in the crowd, if she's going to be like, oh, God.
Right.
I don't want to do that. Even if it's going to get a huge laugh.
Right.
I mean, that's just my personal thing.
Right, no, that's...
Even though she's never told me that.
No, but that's how you feel, so you don't do it.
Well, because it's just like the kind of thing, it's like people say, like, is anything all out of bounds? I never want to hurt somebody in the moment.
Right.
I don't want my act to give you like if I know something about you.
Yeah, I'm trying to make you uncomfortable for a laugh.
Like that night that I told my dead dad stuff. If I knew, for instance, somebody in the front row, if I had the knowledge that someone just died, I'm not doing that joke.
Right.
If I know, like I have a friend who recently her son committed suicide. If I saw her in my show, I'm not going to do a joke that mentions the word suicide.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's just that same type of level.
Yeah, you're not filtering your act. You're just smart to know, like, you know what? I don't want to hurt somebody's feeling. Why would I want to do that right now? For what?
What am I gaining from it? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like Jim Norton said that one time. Like, I will never, if I see a burn victim in the front row, I'm not going to talk about burn victims.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like remember that time you saw me? I remember I used to do that joke about the fat people in the wheelchairs, and I start the joke, then they wheel the fat lady up to the front row in the middle, and you used to just see me hightail it to a new subject.
Yeah.
I just like pulled up anchor and drove my boat to the left. They're like, whoa. What happened with that? I'm like, because she just got there. She didn't even see the setup. Oh, she would have been like fat people wheelchair. And she would have been like, what happened? I just came here for a good time.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I mean? So that
absolutely.
I feel like you know. I feel like you know intuitively in your body what's right and wrong in life and in your act.
Well, like I don't like. There's some things like, you know, situations with my daughter. Like there's stories that I told on stage once or twice, and it's a little sensitive.
Right.
And someone said to me, Bobby Kelly actually, like, don't tell that story. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Right.
And I was like, I told my daughter, and she was like, yeah, can you not tell that story? And I was like, all right. That makes her uncomfortable.
Exactly.
And like, so, like, there's certain things that I'll try not to do. But if there's a part of my act that I really want to talk about, and I'm not just for laughs, I really want to talk about it, I don't know. You might have to be.
I think it goes by your feeling.
Yes.
If you feel bad saying it, don't do it.
Say it. Yep.
If you're okay with it, I think it's really that. It's like if you can say it and it works and you're okay with it.
Yep. Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's I don't know. It's I just feel like you intuitively, especially as you get more into stand up and more comfortable on stage, you just really have an intuition of like what you're gonna do.
Right.
Like who was like Brian Regan even said he used to curse a lot when he was new.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I don't not curse just because I'm in some high moral ground.
Right.
He goes, because I like dirty comedy. He goes, I just realized that wasn't who I am.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Like there's guys that do that better than me.
Right.
So like, I'm not even a great dirty comic.
So why would I?
I got to try and be as great as I can, as natural me as I can.
Right.
That's why I said like Jim Norton. Like that's like who he is.
Yes.
And he's not even that creepy in real life when you meet him.
Right.
But that's just his thoughts. That's what he does.
That's his sensibility.
He's not manufacturing it.
No.
Transvestite stories. This is how he lives.
Exactly.
So for me to manufacture something outlandish, the crowd probably wouldn't even buy it.
Right.
You know what I mean? They'd be like, this guy doesn't do that.
Yeah. See, like, the joke I was talking about the dog and all that stuff. Well, if I was to work that out on stage, what would probably wind up happening is the funnier stuff will come from how I am about that situation versus the dirty situation to begin with.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not the joke isn't going to fall on the dog licking my balls. It's probably going to fall on other things, on how I look at the dog licking my balls. That is where the funny will be.
Right.
For me. But there's another question.
Okay.
Have you ever had a joke premise that you really like and think something is there, but it's not hitting?
All the time. 90% of my stuff.
How many chances do you give it before you give up on it? Or do you give up? Do you give up on it?
Oh, man, I'm pretty stubborn. I work things for a while, especially if I know it's funny. If I think it's funny personally.
Right.
If when I think about it, it makes me laugh, I'm like, it's got to be funny.
Yeah.
You know, some things are just you. You know what I mean?
I stubbornly throw in lines that I think are the funny part of the joke and get nothing.
Right.
But I put them in there anyhow.
Because there's different types of getting nothing. Like my old joke with Michael Vick, they would either do great or die a miserable death. And I gave it up because it was just divide the room. But sometimes I would do it because it would divide the room. I was like, I just want to keep seeing it. But then it naturally found its way. It became such an old news story that you're like, am I really going to talk about this still?
Yeah.
It's not even worth it. It's not even giving me a good ratio of return of laughs.
Yeah, exactly.
Though I still stand by that joke, and I still think the reason why the joke didn't do well is because I didn't there's two ways of thought. Either they didn't get where I was going with it, or people were just so loving dogs, they're like, you can't even fuck around with that.
Right.
Which is probably the case.
Right.
You know, my stuff about my father dying, I mean, I've had a lot of silence on that bit. Long from many, but I know it's good.
Right.
I know it's good, and I would do it anyway. And I've even had like club owners being like, "Wow, man, you like that really was a death right there in the middle of your act." I'm like, I know, but I know there's something there. But the reason why I was dying was because I wasn't telling it properly. I wasn't getting into it properly.
Right.
It was like I had to learn how to tell it, and you can't learn how to make it good, like, unless you just throw it out there in every situation possible.
Right. Yeah.
You know, I led with it the other night at Greenwich Village. The other night was one of the best times it ever did at Greenwich Village Comedy Club. And it was great because it was I'd say about maybe 20 people,
right? Which
in that club's pretty packed.
Yeah.
Most of them from Scotland.
Okay.
So I'm like, all right, I want to see, led with the dad stuff, and it went great.
Yeah.
And I found I found like a new order of doing my dad stuff where I think I can lead with that joke.
Okay.
I think I could start a show with. I mean, I started it that night with it.
Right.
And I went from him to all the other dad stuff.
Right.
And I put something in the middle that I never put there before. I'm like, wow, this really is a good chunk.
Yeah.
But, if I would have let the few times that it bombed be like, nah, forget it.
Right.
Because especially when things bomb, you're like, I'm definitely not going to lead with it.
No.
Because this shit's the bed in the middle. They've liked me for 20. They hate me for 4. And then they like me again. So should I start leading with it? Yes. Because that makes you learn how to tell the motherfucker.
Yeah, because you want them to like you quick.
I mean, that's my theory on it.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, let me try and put this in the front and the beginning and the end, see if how I can close on it, how I can open with it.
Right.
I don't know. That's my theory.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Like, I've had jokes. I look at my list of, like, I've tried a couple times, and, like, I'll abandon a joke if it just isn't fun to say. If I'm just not talking about it's old and it's been getting laughs and I just abandoned. I'm talking about I had an idea. I thought it was funny. I tried a couple times. It didn't really go anywhere. I didn't get any excitement from doing it. Nothing inspired me on stage to continue to do it. I'll drop it.
Right.
Me personally. Or there's things in my act that tags and jokes in a joke that I think that's the funny line, but get nothing.
Right.
I don't give a fuck. I do it every time because I like it. That's the funny part to me.
And that's the thing. It's got to be to you.
Yeah.
It goes back to like what Patrice O'Neill said. He's like, comedy isn't 100% of the room liking you. Comedy is like 50% of the room liking you, 50% maybe not liking you.
Right.
And I talk about my dad's funeral joke with that. I'll be like, that joke, I'll do a half-hour set. That'll be the joke sometimes that gets the least response, yet the only one people talk to me about.
Right.
The least audible response.
Yeah.
And then, but that's all anybody in the audience. Oh my God, that like, and because I don't know. I play small enough crowds where I can recognize faces as they're coming out of the room. You know what I mean? So like, it's not like they were in row 30. I don't play places with a row 30.
And if I did, there wouldn't be nobody there.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll see people.
No one's in row 30.
I'll see people stone face me that joke.
Right.
And come out and be like, yo, that stuff about your dad was that was great. And I'll be like, all right, good. I wish you smile next time. I prefer that. But you are giving me hope that I'm on the right path.
Right.
But that made me learn a lot about stand-up. That, like, I feel, people just want a full show. I feel if you give them a full experience of emotions.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Not like it, like shit the bed, they like you again.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like there's an organic nature to it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Like, yeah.
I don't know. I think people abandon things too early, or I think you run the risk of becoming a hack if you only do easy jokes that work right away.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like if you're writing jokes that like are 10s like out of the gate, you're probably hacky.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
out of the gate, yeah. Absolutely.
You're probably telling people what they know already.
Yeah.
You're probably setting no new light to somebody.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know what I did? I've done it 3 times now, and I'm going to do it again. I think it has a lot. I think there's a lot more to it than what I'm getting so far. But the joke about the homeless dude shoving the shit in the lady's pants. Like, I open with the simple joke of, you're having a bad day when someone else shits in your pants. That's just to get into the topic.
Right.
And then I'm like, who I feel sorry for really in that situation is that woman's husband. because they're going to both come home at the same time. And you all came home with your wife or your girlfriend, and you're both like, oh, my day. What a fucking day. And then your wife's like, I had a bad day too. And you're like, yeah, let me hear your bad day. Then I'll tell you my bad. Like, you just let her get her bad day out of the way so you can tell her your real bad day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got a bad day. Go ahead, let me hear your little fun bad day. Let me hear what happened to you. And then she's like, oh, you want to hear what happened to me? Yeah, a homeless dude shoved shit in my pants. And he's like, yeah, well, no, I had a pretty good day. I was going to do the traffic thing, but, like, it was actually moving today. It was actually, it wasn't even that bad. Like, she will never, he is never, ever, she will always one-up him with the shit in the pants story. That guy is done.
Done.
He can't complain about shit ever again.
Yeah. He's got the best story in the room.
She's got it. She's got it. The best story. Like, you could be like, oh, my God. So today my boss gives me 5 fucking things to do. I can't get it done. It's almost 5 o'clock. I'm running out. I can't find my keys. The homeless guy shit in my pants. Oh, yeah, that was a bad day.
At every barbecue, she's sitting around listening to stories. And then when it dies, she just, like, puts out her cigarette. Like, what if it be like,
yeah.
Why don't you gather around? Some, like, Western music plays. Yeah. Camera zooms in. She just takes that last drag. I've been listening to what you're saying. And, you ever have a homeless man throw his shit in a bag into your pants? No? Sit down. I got a story for you. See people stacking marshmallows on the fucking sticks. Like, holy shit. It's going to be great. I thought getting a new pool liner was exciting with this.
I was talking about the guy who fucked up my detailing in the car. But no, let me hear your story.
Be a funny sketch, just like a slow zoom in. Just smoking.
Yeah.
I hear you. Just ruining everyone's story time.
Yeah.
Just shows up at people's houses to ruin their story time.
But it'd be funny,
who is this lady?
Because then you just see people like in corners, like whispering their stories. So she doesn't hear it. Like, what I'm saying is the traffic was really crazy. Did I hear something about traffic? Oh, here she comes.
Yeah. Then she gets to some party where, like, people are one-upping her shit stories with their shit stories, and she's, like, losing steam.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah? Did you ever have a homeless guy throw his shit bag into your car window while you're doing 80? No? Did you ever get that to your face? And then, like, another guy that has his shit story, like, they've all come in contact with this guy, but it's...
Yeah. Like, did you ever have him feed you a spoonful of his shit while you thought you were eating chocolate donuts? Yeah. All right.
Yeah, sit down. Sit down on your shit bag.
Sit down, shit pants.
Yeah, I got it on my face. I would love it in my pants.
Look at this one.
I'd pay you to put it in my pants right now if you could take away the memory of it hitting my face.
That would be a good day.
Yeah.
That would be a good day.
Yeah. You think I do heroin because I grew up normal? No. I shit in my face. I'm trying to forget it. And heroin ain't enough. And your dumb story. Get the fuck out of here. Just getting all mad.
It's funny.
But yeah, so yeah, just try. I just say do it. Do you like it? And I think it's the same as the other thing. It's like you feel it when you're like, I'm not. There's nothing here.
Right.
But I also think that comes with time. It's like I feel like I'm at a time. I write down so many ideas, but I'm telling you, by the time I actually try one on stage, I pretty much know if this is stupid.
Right.
I honestly kind of know.
Right.
Before I go up, I'm very rarely shocked, especially if it's something that like I think I just created.
Yeah.
If I'm like reporting a story like that happened in my life, I know I can find funny it. But if I'm like, if I come with some. Like, if I want to write a joke about something, it's usually going to be like, no, it's just you, Joe. Just you.
Right.
You were very tired on your way home that night, and that's why you thought of that. And it stinks.
Yeah, no, there's a couple of things. But, like, again, I would say, like, the more you do this, the more I'm very comfortable on stage, right? And I know that whatever idea I put out there, I can gaff it up a little bit to get a little bit of something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's for them. They chuckled a little bit. But my internal fucking parameter knows whether that has real legs or did it even matter? Do I care that I said that joke? You
have that thing that a lot of us don't have. You have like this Gaffney physical comedy that you can turn things into something.
Yeah.
In the moment where a lot of us don't have that. It's like these words got to be good because I can't run around and jump around and do silly body movements.
But when I work a brand new joke, I don't do anything behind it.
Yeah.
I just throw it out there. But I know if I'm excited to fucking tell this story with a life.
Yeah.
Or if I'm not.
One time I was editing one of your videos, and the frame happened to stop where you're like on your heels of your feet and your hands are up in the air like this.
That's soccer.
And I wanted to put I just wanted to like freeze frame and put Mike Gaffney writing.
That's my process.
No, I know it's your process. That's why it was funny to me, but I was like, nobody else is gonna get it.
Right,
so it should have come off as mean. So I'm not going to make that. I said if I did make it, I'll just send it to Mike and let him do with it. Like what I did with Ken with Oh Boy. I'm like, Ken, I made this.
Yeah.
I'm sending it to you. If you want to put it out there, but I won't embarrass you.
Right.
That's your thing. You know.
Listen, I got to get going. I got to go to get MRI.
Well, wow. Are you dying?
We'll see.
MRI on what?
On my right side of my body.
All right. Well, I hope that right side's still there when I get back from Aruba. Like, man, Mike's having a hard time selling these jokes on only his left arm. Got anything coming up? So this will be next week's episode. Do you have anything coming up that week to promote?
Newton Theater.
Newton Theater. What date?
Friday.
The 15th.
Is that the date?
Yeah.
Yeah, Friday the 15th. I will be in the Newton Theater, a part of that like Big Apple comedy show.
Okay, cool, man.
If you do that, that'd be cool. When are you releasing this?
I'm releasing it. I'm going to set it to probably release Monday morning.
So if it releases Monday morning, Monday night, I'm doing a show at Otto's Shrunken Head. I think that's in Manhattan.
Nice. Who shows that?
It's some girl put me on. It's just a mic kind of thing. I book show. Just a spot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I got Greenwich Village next week too. Just look at my calendar. There's all dates around there.
Go to MikeGaffneyLive.com to see his dates. I'm going on vacation, but my first show back will be Sunday at Tierney's Tavern on the 17th. Then go to JoeFernandez.net for all the other dates. Thanks for subscribing, people. Please tell your friends about it. Rate and comment on iTunes if you could. Nobody does, but I have to keep asking. Lots of listeners, no comments. We like listening, Joe, but we ain't going there. All right?
We don't like it that much.
You're lucky we're listening. Fuck you about rating, okay? So thanks for listening, everybody. You've been listening to All in Our Heads.
All right.